Moving on now, transgender athletes competing in women's sports continues. Biological men basically competing against biological women, now putting Title IX at risk. The amendment that was created back in the early 1970s, so more than 50 years ago, to protect women's rights in sports.
Yeah, outrage erupting on Capitol Hill. To discuss the move now, just days after two male-born competitors took home gold and silver at a women's cycling championship in Chicago. Joining us for more on that, track athlete Selina Soule, who was forced to compete against biological males in high school, and her attorney from Alliance Defending Freedom, Christiana Kiefer. Thank you guys so much for waking up with us this morning. Selina, you're all too familiar with stories like this, having to compete against biological males in high school while running track. Walk us through your experience.
So I was forced to compete against two biological males throughout all 4 years of high school. And it was just never a fair contest. I raced against them dozens of times, and I was never close to winning a single time. And it's just a devastating thing that not only I had to go through, but every single female athlete that did track and field in Connecticut.
Wow. So the policy that Selina dealt with allows female identifying males to compete in female sports. And it's totally at odds, Christina, with Title IX. What do you make of where sports are right now in this country and where they're heading? Is this better for anyone?
Oh, absolutely not. And you're exactly right. What's happening, not just in Connecticut, not just in this cycling competition, but in states from Maine to Alaska, we're watching young women be displaced from their sports, pushed off the podium, denied prize money, and denied the accolades of the competition and the hard work that they've put in. It's simply unfair. But I also want to underscore that this gender ideology impacts not just sports. We're seeing young women being harmed in overnight accommodations and shower spaces, women's prison and domestic shelters. So this is a thoroughly dangerous gender ideology that must be stopped.
Yeah, Selina, it does take women like you to speak out against this. You're not alone. Another advocate for the women's sports and keeping women in women's sports is swimmer Riley Gaines, who testified on Capitol Hill just yesterday to discuss the importance of protecting Title IX from Biden's rewrite to include trans athletes. Take a listen to this exchange.
It's disappointing to me that although the title of this hearing implies a much-needed discussion, we're likely going to be forced to listen to transphobic bigotry.
Of course, there is a place for everyone, regardless of gender identity, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of race or what sports you play. There's a place for everyone to play sports in this country. But unsafe, unfair, and discriminatory practices towards women must stop. Inclusion cannot be prioritized over safety and fairness. And Ranking Member Lee, if my testimony makes me transphobic, then I believe your opening monologue makes you a misogynist. Thank you.
Yeah, I watched her entire testimony yesterday. Yeah. It was fabulous. What's your reaction to this?
It's devastating that there are girls out there that are being forced to compete against biological males, and not only that they are being put through the mental toll of that some girls are walking away with severe injuries and possibly effects that will impact them for the rest of their lives from those injuries. And it's just something that we should not have to go through. We should be allowed our fair chance at sports, just like we did back when Title IX was enacted.
Yeah, Selina, just quickly, what's your reaction to the narrative out there that Riley Gaines is some sort of imposter who's seeking fame?
It's all her and I are wanting to do is to stand up and protect women's sports because we went through that horrible experience and we want to try and prevent any other girl from having to go through that experience. Yeah,
see, I ask that because if you watch CNN, if you look at this picture right here, they're on the side of the biological male in the photograph competing in women's sports. Yes, not Riley Gaines, who's on the right-hand side. By the way, one of the best swimmers in college when she was there before Leah Thomas came along. Take a quick listen to what AOC had to add to the soundbite you just heard. Listen.
We are talking about opening up all women and girls to genital examinations when they are underage.
That's right.
Potentially just because someone can point to someone and say, I don't think you're a girl.
That's correct.
Christina, just quick reaction to that, about 15 seconds.
That's absolutely false. Look, we've had women's sports in our country for more than 50 years because we want to ensure that girls have fair and safe competition. That's what this fight is about, and that's what Selina and others like Riley Gaines and women across the country are working to restore.
Yeah. We appreciate you both being with us. Selina Soule, Christiana Kiefer, thank you so much for being on with us this morning.